I guess we're going to find out here soon what happens there. By the way, you were an operator from 84 to, say, 18, 34 years of running a business from zero to a multi-billion dollar company, right? $3.5 billion company. That's pretty intense to do something like that. Very few people in America have done that. But the question becomes, how closely are you following the markers? Because for you, the pizza business, you have to follow market closely because your customer is low and middle income families and sports fans. So everything matters to you. Like when 9/11 happens, probably you can track back to what happened to your business, whether it was good or not. Or when, 2008 happened, 2007, when the market tanked 38%, you have to see, well, that was a good year for us because people went from buying high-end food to they realized they can afford to only buy pizza. So we did well, or this did well. When you look at the different markers today, okay, well, what we have, amount of money we printed, we're seeing inflation, we're seeing, gas prices, we're seeing what happened to the stock market yesterday, we're seeing loan officers refinancing business out, mortgage rates are up now, 6%, 5.9% if you got a 650 credit score. All this stuff that's happening, and then you hear the camp, we're not in recession, we know the definition of recession, we know all this stuff. Have we hit bottom yet? It's at 31,000 right now. If you look at Dow today, it's at 31,000, give or take, right? It went up a little bit, but not a lot of it. But it's around 31,000 Dow. How low do you think it'll go? It's at 30,952 is where it closed. It ended up being down 152. Are we at the bottom, or do you think with the things that's going on, we're still got some more room to go lower than 30,950 today?
Well, I can tell you one of three things. The market will go up, it'll stay the same, or it'll go down. That's what's going to happen. Who knows? Market December, when Trump was still in office of 19, the market was 29.7, 30,000. So we're within 4% of what it was when Trump was in office. I invest to where if the market goes to 40, I do real well. I hit all. If the market stays at 35, I still get my dividend income, and I'm fine with that. And if the market crashes, I've got a fund called the Black Swan Universa. It's a Black Swan event. Last time the market went from 29.7 down to 20. That was up 4,000 times, 4,000%. So it's a real hedge fund. So I'm in a position where whatever happens, I love. It's called Amor Fati. ARMOR Fati, FITI, Amor Fati, love thy fate. So no matter what happens, I love my fate. Now, I think the market is sketchy to go down. But remember, Black Swan events are not predictable, i.e. they're printing money. We got a war in Taiwan, potentially a war in Ukraine. Black Swan events are a dice, though. You can pick a dice with 6 sides. You can pick a dice with 120 sides. 120 sides is about all you can get before it becomes a marble, and it really doesn't ever stop.
Interesting.
So what the bet is, here's the bet, gentlemen. Here's your Black Swan, here's your Universa. I'm going to bet you that those 120 dice, because what goes on in the world is probably 1 in 120, but we're kind of getting the mathematics. I'm going to bet you pops up 1 on all 3 dices. And I'm going to pay you 30 cents a day to bet you that does on my $10,000 investment. And that takes about 10 years to go through that 30 cents or whatever it is. Now, believe it or not, sooner or later, all those 3 dice are going to show up all ones. That's a Black Swan. Don't know when, has nothing to do with market. So what I do is we've already had a 36.7 Dow that's down to 31. So that's 5,700. What's that, 17%? 16 to 18%? Okay, a lot of folks have taken a haircut. I think the NASDAQ's down 30. So this is a good place to where at least you've avoided the first 20 or 30%. I think now I never pay attention to markets unless they go way up or they go way down. This morning before I came over here, I'm watching the markets because we're playing, I call it my blackjack money, where I don't really, it's not enough money to wad a shotgun for the net worth, but it makes me feel like I'm doing something. Okay. And so we're buying, what we do is we buy on the way down. So the old entry point was 35,000 Dow. We feel, to your point, things are shakier. Now our entry point's more like 32, 33,000. The farther it goes down, the more I load up. So it averages. So one or two
Dollar
things.
cost averaging.
Yeah, is that, so say you put in $2 million at 33,000 Dow. At a 28,000 Dow, you may put in 20 million, but you're going to pull that average down. Now, if it runs back up, okay, your dividend stocks go up because they go up in the market. You got your dividends, and you make money on your blackjack. If it crashes, you kick it in the teeth with your black swan. The only way to lose is if you have a death of 1,000 small cuts, where it goes what it's done now: 36, 35, 34, 32, 31, 30, 29. We need a 10% either kick in the teeth, or we need this to get back up to 40,000. I think there's so much going on that's unknown, that's very dangerous, that the market should be sketchy, but that makes rational sense. Markets are never rational. It's an emotional game. And so you just got to know that. It's an emotional game.